Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Social Media Breakfast Madison. We're happy to see you every third Wednesday or second Wednesday of the month. Third Wednesday of the month. I have not had any coffee this morning, and it is showing so bad. Thanks for joining us here. If you don't know about us already, we are education-based, learn about social media, digital marketing through presentations, panel discussions, and case studies. We like to bring a group of people here together and also together online to discuss marketing, PR professionals, students, entrepreneurs, social media enthusiasts, all over coffee, free coffee provided by Dream Bank, which we appreciate very much. When we meet, it is the third Wednesday morning of every month. I repeat, third Wednesday morning of every month. Where we meet? Here at the lovely Dream Bank. Thank you so much, Dream Bank, for hosting us. We really appreciate you. This is our board. You probably recognize many of the people up on the screen right now. We are looking for new board members. We would love to have you on our board. We would love to have you volunteer. If you're interested in any capacity, please contact one of us through our website or in person here at an event. We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much, Gray. Gray has been with our board. He has recently retired. He began volunteering as a recap writer in 2023. He joined us then in that July, and he was a panelist in July of 2024 and a presenter for us in February 2025. Gray has done a lot of awesome things for us and is a super creative and fun and also empathetic guy. We're sad to see him go, but we are happy that he will remain with us in the capacity of attending events and be around when he can. Thank you, sponsors. So sponsors include Dream Bank, Serendipity Labs, Forward Fest, Livewell Video, Melissa Carlson, VW Media, Shuttle Strauss, and more. Thank you so much for being our sponsors. We appreciate you. Dream Bank. Is someone from Dream Bank going to come up and talk this morning? No, not this morning. There's no, or maybe. There's no Andy as usual, but that's quite okay. So we have a special guest.
Hello. I have a little at home, so I'm like trying not to wake up at dawn. But I'm happy to be here this morning. Just a little bit about Dream Bank. We are a free community space dedicated to the inspiration and pursuit of dreams. And there's a few fun ways that we help people overcome the obstacles in their dream pursuit. One is you can reserve our space for free, which you are currently experiencing if you're sitting in the space. Two is we host a wide variety of free events. Our goal is that if you look at our offerings, you will find something that will help you overcome the current obstacle or maybe give you a little bit of education around one that you didn't even know you had. And then also we have our co-working space in the back in our physical space where people can come and use it as a third space. We provide water, coffee, tea, and hopefully a little inspiration and motivation. And so you can come use our co-working space, and then we have an interactive exhibit based in positive psychology. This exhibit is all about helping people kind of get clear on maybe what their dream is or what that obstacle actually is. Oftentimes we can assume a lot, but then when we really kind of dig into some data, facts tell us otherwise. So I really like this exhibit for that. So I encourage you to take a peek if you haven't. But that is just a little bit about Dream Bank. One thing I do want to call out, we have our Hispanic Heritage Month celebration next week. And so it is in the evening of next Thursday, I believe the 25th. And so we are going to just have an inspirational keynote speaker that is wonderful. And then we are going to have a live band and just such great local food as well. So I encourage you to come to the celebration. And then we also have our Dream Summit. That's a virtual conference. Registration is up. And so I encourage you to sign up for that. Mel Robbins is our closing keynote that day. So a lot of really fun speakers and fun things to be had. But that is about That's Dream Big.
Thank you so much. Serendipity Labs, usually we have somebody from Serendipity come in and speak. We do not have anyone this morning, but please make sure to join us for our awards at Serendipity Labs coming up here very soon. Forward Fest. Now it is. Oh, what a great morning. Forward Fest. So we had our sponsors from Forward Fest recently. We had our event in August in collaboration with Forward Fest. If you're not familiar with this event, I encourage you to go online and do some research on it. Super cool event, technology based. There was a lot of AI this year. Amazing presentations, just amazing people to work with. Do not miss. These are not the right events, sorry. Our next upcoming event is our award ceremony. So we have social media marketing awards coming up, and we have our nonprofit audit. So our social media marketing nomination window closes on September 31st. Or close, did it close?
I think it's the 30th, but no, it did not close yet.
It has not closed yet. So this is incorrect information, but voting will begin very soon. Keep an eye out for emails. Keep an eye out on our website. Our award event is on October 15th. That is definitely correct at Serendipity Labs. We also have our nonprofit audit coming up. It's a very, very cool thing we do. We have applications that we've accepted from several local nonprofits, and we will be reviewing those very soon. And the voting will begin the voting has begun for those for us. And we look forward to hosting this audit here at Dream Bank on November 19th. I'm so sorry. We are having technical difficulties. I think this is it for intro slides almost. But let's be friends, become a board member, volunteer at our monthly events, be a blog writer, facilitate our Facebook group, sponsor an event. You bring the food, we'll share about our business across Madison. Shout out for local nonprofits. We love showcasing local nonprofits. Highlight yours. Today we do have a very cool nonprofit joining us. It's Peer Outreach Services Safe Home, or POSH for short. They're an innovative nonprofit initiative that creatively explores solving deep-rooted, unaddressed traumas and insecurities for young Black girls and their mothers, families, caregivers resulting from generational abuse rooted in racial violence. Please check them out at posh.org. And that is posh, POSSH.org. Make sure to keep in touch. We are on socials pretty much everywhere. There was no intro slide for Joe, but Joe is amazing. He's one of our board members. He is very knowledgeable on dashboards and websites in general, and knows how to look through all of these analytics and exactly what to look for. Joe's going to be our speaker today. I'm going to pass this along to him, and hopefully we can switch to the correct presentation.
Thank you, Janelle. All right, so thanks everybody for coming out this morning. Can you hear me all right, Faith? Good, perfect. All right. So today we're going to be diving into a topic that can seriously change the way you think about marketing. It's really about a mindset shift, and thinking about how you can provide value to your prospects and customers up front before you capture their information. It's called demand generation. I'll show you how it's more than just a buzzword, but it's really a system that helps you attract the right people, engage them with value, and move them towards meaningful action. So what is demand generation? It's really it's about creating interest and awareness for your brand or cause before people buy or donate. Instead of chasing leads, you're drawing people into your brand by providing valuable information to keep you visible and helpful in front of them. The goal isn't to just get an email. It's about getting someone to say, I trust this brand. To clear this up, demand generation and lead generation are very similar things. However, there is a slight difference between them. People confuse them a lot. Demand gen is a strategy that gets people curious and connected over time, whereas lead gen is the act of just getting them to sign up. So demand gen would be creating a piece of content that says 10 signs that your furnace needs help before winter. Lead gen would be running a Facebook ad that says need furnace help, book with us. And so it's really about providing the value to that customer when they are searching for help, as opposed to just finding a place for them to submit information and hopefully get help later. You need both of these, and often they work in tandem. But it's just the thought process is you need to be providing value to people before they're ever going to give you that information, like an email, phone number, that sort of thing. So why small teams should care about this is because it's actually incredibly scalable, and it really increases your marketing return on investment. You build trust and brand equity with your clients by answering their questions or helping them find the information they need to do their jobs better upfront without getting their information first. It works in the background while you are doing the rest of your marketing activities. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with every campaign. You just keep deepening your relationship with your audience by providing expertise or whatever help you are able to. The other thing that really helps is it supports community-driven growth. So you really are able to build a tribe of people who are interested in what you have to say and believe in the offerings that you have and whatever it is that you are trying to do, because you are really speaking honestly with them and helping them with their everyday tasks. So yeah, it's long-term a great way to help you compete without having to spend a lot of money to do so. The demand generation funnel looks like pretty much every other marketing funnel you've seen. There's really nothing, different about it aside from just your mindset. But just the different stages you have are your awareness, engagement, conversion, and advocacy stages. In awareness, you're looking at blogs, social, SEO, ways people are finding you when they're out searching for answers to whatever questions they have. You're getting their engagement by giving them downloads or videos. So after they find a bit more about you, then maybe they will give you their information where you can begin contacting them. After that, you want to begin converting them to from just aware people to potentially customers, donors, that sort of thing. And you do that through email programs, calls to action, and other ways for them to raise their hand and let you know that they're interested in more. Finally, if you do all of this right, they will starting writing you reviews, providing you referrals, becoming advocates for you out in the community, helping you get customers without basically just doing what you're doing already, providing value to these people. A lot of this methodology I learned from HubSpot and just their inbound marketing philosophies, and it's really just providing a space for people to come find you, as opposed to having to go chase them down at all times. What really makes demand gen a little bit different is you are writing for audience, maybe it's 100 people, but really only 3 of them might be interested in buying now, might be interested in actually taking the next step. For the most part, everybody else is just reading and moving on with their day. If you help them, great. You're going to stick out in their head and stay top of mind as somebody who is worthwhile and worth coming back to for future information, but they're probably not going to buy today, and that's okay. The key is consistently making content that helps your target market solve their problems, build trust, and then you ultimately do earn their business. I initially found the strategy that I use for most of my marketing in this book. Highly recommended. They Ask, You Answer by Marcus Sheridan. It's a quick read, and it's kind of what drew me to it was it's like the elegance and its simplicity. It's really just answering your customers' questions in a way that's helpful to them. it really spoke to the idea that, consumers are smart. They want to buy the way you want to go buy things. They don't want to, like, I don't want to go give my email to somebody and then wait for them to tell me all the reasons I should give them an email. Like, I want you to know, or I want you to teach me the important things I need to know about your product, your service, before I take the next steps. And it's really the idea that customer ignorance is no longer a viable strategy. People are smart. They're going to go find all your competitors' information. They're going to go find the price of what it is you offer. Either you're going to tell them or somebody else is going to tell them. And so it's really about giving the smart consumer what they need to make a decision. To do this, it's really a fairly simple process. You sit down and list as many questions as you can think of for like 20 minutes. Any question anybody's ever asked you about your product or your service, just write it down. Even dumb ones that don't make sense, just dump them all out there. Afterwards, go back and review that list. Prioritize it for how important you think it is, or how often it comes up. And do you think that you could, in a conversation with a customer, would it be helpful for you to have some piece of content, whether it's an article, a video, or something to share with them to teach them a bit more about this? So the next time you talk to them, they're like, oh, I understand what you're saying now. That was very helpful. So you kind of move on to the next step, address whatever pain point or objections that they have. So after you find this list, you go write. I write lots of blogs, articles. I think those are huge wins and a great place to kind of gather all the information to then atomize later. So I'd recommend writing a blog that answers each of these questions, and try to stick to just one question if possible. Within each one, you can get very long and verbose if you keep trying to answer more and more. So just try to keep it to one particular issue. You answer these as honestly and completely as possible. A lot of times you're going to want to steer your audience towards buying from you or donating to you. Like, obviously that's why you're doing this sort of thing. However, you want to tell them that what their options are to solve their problem. It could be A, B, and C, or what you want to do. We are C, but we might not be the correct solution for you because this isn't the problem you're facing right now. By letting people know that you might not be the right solution at this time, you actually build a lot of trust instead of saying, oh, it's just me. I'm the only one who can solve this problem. You actually give them the options they need to fix their issues today, build the trust, and move on. And then, you become the trusted voice in the field because they know you're not just selling them today. Where I really was able to put this theory into practice is I work with a group of fractional sales leaders. Essentially, fractional sales leaders are kind of like a sales consultant or somebody who comes into a company who is struggling with their sales department. They don't quite know what's going on. Either their sales leader is not leading correctly. Maybe people aren't fulfilling all the things they need to do to complete their sales and just run through the full sales process. So really, they come in and help companies kind of fix their departments, and then hire their replacements, and then they go find another client who needs help fixing their sales. Essentially, this group knew that inbound marketing worked, but they just didn't quite know how to go about it. They had a lot of information to share about what they can do and how they can help clients, but what they were doing, they were creating extremely long articles. People weren't really engaging with them, and they were just kind of spinning their wheels and wasting their time. So the challenge they faced was giving everybody this information, but also educating their referral partners, so other people in their network who might refer them into businesses that have this issue going on. But they also weren't quite sure what a fractional sales leader was or what all they could do. So they just needed to educate people. The idea that I came up with was basically what I just described. We listed all the questions they get from customers. We prioritized them as a group, decided which ones come up often, which ones are about the core offering of what are we, and what are people most likely to want to know before they book with us. But then also just covering general topics at the awareness level that people may be facing, like how do I find the right salesperson or that sort of thing. And then just providing information to them so then their target audience, small, mid-sized businesses, are going out and reading this and thinking by the end of it, like, okay, I can actually try these strategies today. I'm not going to call them today, but they can go out and feel as if they got value from reading the article. And again, long-term thought leadership is the goal. So we started producing 2 blogs per month, developed the brand voice everybody would be using. We started promoting via LinkedIn and email. Some folks also used Facebook, Twitter, but we really tried to focus on the 2 that we thought our target market was going to be in. And then we started doing 2 emails per month, 4 social media posts, and then just running those again, like social media posts, just rescheduling those over and over, getting people back to what is essentially evergreen content, because I mean, it's what everybody wants, right? Things you don't have to keep making over and over. But it's just continuously relevant because these are buyer related questions versus just chasing a topic that's not specifically related to your product or service. It's what people want to know before they make the actual next decision. And we also integrated this into the sales process. So I don't know if you all can see, anytime anybody reaches out to you, if they provide like a cold email without any links or other resources or information, there's not really a lot there. But if you say, hey, I saw you attended our recent event, we have these 3 articles that are related to this, you may want to check it out. And then when you go follow up with them next time, they likely read a couple of those articles, and you've increased your value within the last message, and they're more likely to take whatever next action you want them to do, whether that be donate, buy, well, what have you. So we started this program almost 5 years ago now, and we've seen tremendous growth within the program, and I guess more success than they really thought that they were going to see. A lot of these clients, they were only needed 3 to 5 clients at a time. Now they have more people interested than they can really work with, so they're often referring them to other people. And we've created 47 articles now. We ran through our initial list of like 30 questions. We're like, okay, we need more now. We've answered all of these, and so we found, dug for some more that we hadn't addressed yet, and then found some other things. And also, we started moving towards creating some other deliverables, maybe telling stories about some of the situations we had in the past versus just telling just a blog answering a question. So really trying to diversify what we offer people. What they're really seeing is their referral partners and their networks are referring them into more client spaces. They're sharing, they're showing their clients an article, like maybe they are an accountant who helps a firm that the sales are crumbling. So they'll often just bring in info that you're also able to share this information with those business leaders, and they find, oh, I actually do need a fractional sales leader. This is great. Let's begin those conversations. And they aren't really having to sell them much. They're already experts in the field because they've got a library of information that people are able to look through. As far as like the operational efficiency, like they're able to make an incredible amount of awareness and traffic for their small businesses with just 2 articles per month and 2 emails. Like we're not posting things every day, making content every single day. It's just valuable, and so when it's out there, it does what people want. Google wants to have you. Google wants to give. What am I trying to say? Google's going to reward you for being the most complete answer out there. There's a million people who are trying to answer all of these questions. If yours is the best one, Google will reward you. People will come back to that and engage with you. So there are different tactics you can do for small teams. Repurpose your blogs, drip emails, nurture your sequences, running webinars, Q&As, FAQ, that sort of thing. Creating free guides or running community events. There's a million ways you can just kind of atomize your content and turn it into as many different things as possible. And again, since it's all at the core of answering customer questions, it will all last a lot longer, and you can reuse it over and over. Obviously update it as needed, but these should be long-term pieces for you that help scale and grow long-term. So pretty much everything before was a lot of just general marketing. The thing that kind of sets demand generation apart from the rest of marketing is data itself. So you get your initial, gut check, and you start with that list of questions. However, then you use data to refine your process as you go. So if you're not using Google Analytics and Google Search Console, I'd recommend doing that today. There can be a pain to install, but it's definitely worth it. They're free. Basically, with analytics, you're going to know where people are coming to your site. Search Console, you're going to know what they are actually searching to get there. I highly recommend having a CRM, or a customer relationship management system, for all demand gen related activities. This is going to allow you to understand track where people come from, where do we find them, and then what specific things did they do to become a customer or donor, that sort of thing. And then you can mine this data to understand trends and help inform you on which activities you want to be doing that are most valuable for you. If blogs aren't doing anything, stop doing them. Do a video, do something else. So yeah, HubSpot, MailChimp, Constant Contact, all of these are good, cheaper versions of a CRM you can use now. There are obviously more expensive versions, and they all have the different bells and whistles. It's really about configuring them to what you need within your business. But with Analytics and Console, you're basically going to be able to see all your top pages, your call to action conversions, your bounce rates, referral sources, anything you need to understand. Is the site working? Are we getting more people here? Is everyone leaving right away? Looking in themselves, Analytics and Search Console are kind of hard to use for reporting. I actually like to use Google Looker Studio. It used to be called Google Data Studio. They changed to Looker after purchasing them. It's a terrible brand name. I don't like it. But Looker Studio is fantastic. It's free. You can plug. It's basically a data visualization tool. It plugs right into Google Analytics, right into Search Console. You can also do visualizations of just spreadsheets. So if you just need a way to share your information in a more interesting way, it's very, very customizable and very easy to do that. Right out of the gate, you can just copy their version and add your data to it. If you already have your tag installed, you can see your active users, new users, how many pages people are viewing, how long they're sticking around, all that stuff. There's tons of information to mine in here. It's kind of a matter of knowing what to look for. I really like to use it for trends. Are we getting more or less? What are our top pages people are looking at? Source breakdown, where are we finding people? Is email our top channel? Are we getting, which social channel are people coming from? That sort of thing. And then obviously conversion tracking. Are people doing the thing we need them to do? Are they filling out a subscribe now form? Are they doing the contact us? Are they doing donate? Are they visiting sponsorship pages? Are they doing the exact activities that we need them to do in order to grow? So yeah, right out of the gate, the Looker Studio is really powerful because it gives you a lot of information to use. However, it's also really customizable and allows you to add a bunch of other filters or gain a lot of other information. Like I said, with Social Media Breakfast, one of the first things I did was install Looker Studio and Google, so we could understand what is working and what is not. Here are our real numbers. We can see month over month, we're up over 50% from last month for people visiting. First time visitors, we have 75% more than we did. And we can see our top channels, emails, 227 people is our most, organic traffic, 153, referral, 112, social, 67. So we can get actual numbers on, did this work, versus just kind of hoping and guessing. The other thing that really is nice is the date comparisons. You can see month over month, year over year. If the long-term trend lines, are things working, or do you need to make changes? And then also the goal scorecards. So the form starts, form submits. We now have an understanding of, okay, 3 people didn't finish. Why? Or if you have 20 people starting that form and nobody finishing, what's going on? Are we not measuring right? Or is there just something happening there where people are just hesitant to give that information? Maybe we need more education up front to say, why they should be providing information, or their information, what they're going to get for it. So again, building that trust. So yeah, this again just really helps you understand what specific activities are valuable for your brand, and what you can maybe stop spending so much time on. So yeah, after we had these installed, I took a look at our Search Console data to see where we were showing up. We were getting the top 5 things we were showing up for were SEO in Madison or just variations. So Mad SEO, Viable SEO, SEO Credibility, Madison SEO, or SEO Madison. And we're not at the top of those like we wanted to be, but there's a bunch of traffic. So clearly there's a hunger there for the information, but we are not addressing it on the site. So the plan was to come up with our the speaker for last month, Olivia Barrow, was able to come in and speak about minimum viable SEO. So we now have that video out there. We now have a blog recap talking about all of the some of the things that she spoke with during the video. So we are providing this value to the hungry audience, and then hopefully in a few months we will begin to see additional additional traffic from it, or just more interest in these specific things. But we're trying to essentially, we're able to take the data that we found within Looker Studio and turn it into our next marketing campaign. And so I guess, what does success look like? It's different for every organization. It's depending on what you're trying to do. Are you getting more donation traffic, donation page traffic after you do a webinar, after an email? Are you getting, are your blog readers turning into email signups? Do you have a call to action on your blog that's getting people to subscribe for more? Are your Instagram reels turning into more people showing up at your events, or are you just kind of spinning your wheels out there? So it's really just helping you understand what's working. And so really you just need to identify what your goals are and then create tactics that are going to help you accomplish those. So 3-part plan. It's again, demand generation is pretty simple. It's more about a mindset shift than anything. You can go out and create content that educates and attracts. You don't necessarily have to be selling everybody on anything right now. Just give them information that helps them do their job. If you're an expert, share that. Let people know that you are a trusted source long-term if they have this situation come up in the future. Give them the value now without asking them to email you first before you reply back with the information they need. Engage and convert. Really, you're going to be able to do this by continuing to dive deeper into your subject matter area of expertise, by just providing more people, providing more information on what problems people are facing, industry trends, things they should look at now. You're going to just become a voice that they go to over and over for information, help them do their job. You become the thought leader, and then maybe they'll buy from you, maybe not. They may share your information now that you're a trusted source of somebody else who's going to buy from you. So you're really just becoming the teacher, the person in the industry that they know what they're talking about, and oh, I'm facing this problem. Again, it's not today, maybe it's 3 years from now, but they're like, you know what? That one person knows this, I'm gonna go back to them. And then finally, tracking and testing. The big thing we do in demand gen is just tag almost every link we send out. So all of our emails, all of our social media, all of our websites, pretty much anything we know if people are engaging with it or not. So there's a free Google URL builder you can use to put in your campaign, source, and medium to just really help you tag the data that comes into your site, so later you can analyze it for what's working. And then testing. If you are seeing trends, do something different. See if you can find a way to make your content work better. Just run A/B tests on pretty much everything all the time, and continuously optimize for what is working. And then you're basically doing demand generation. It's mindset shift, and it's within the current tactics you are already employing. So a couple final thoughts on this. So the first one here is from Marcus Sheridan. Address the questions of your clients and prospects, or somebody else will. So again, if you are the subject matter on an expert, go tell people about it, help them get this information. If you're not, your competition will, or another group will. Somebody's going to put this information out there. Hopefully they find it from you, so that you have the opportunity to then build a relationship with them. And then another quote here by David Ogilvy, a famous advertising writer. On average, helpful information is read by 75% more people than copy, which deals only with the product. This ad told how rinso gets stains out. It was read and remembered. So ultimately, just reminding you to be helpful when you are writing about your whatever it is you are doing. If it's, you're not necessarily bragging by just sharing everything that you do, but it's just if you teach somebody something, they're going to remember you more for it. If you impart some knowledge, they're going to care about. They're going to lock that away, stay top of mind for later. So it's about the long term. 3% of that audience is going to possibly buy from you today. Everybody else, just you're teaching. So that's the end of my spiel on demand generation. There's plenty of things you can try. So I encourage you just go start experimenting, write down the questions, start answering them. Try to make yourself the trusted source by just being you. Answer as honestly as you can with people, and it will work out in the long run. You will see not immediate results, but by the time after a year or so of these efforts, you'll really start to see things begin to roll, and your you just begin to grow. Your traffic increases, people engage with you more, all of your conversations kind of go quicker, your sales process shortens. Just kind of it's a win-win all around by just being authentic with everyone. So you're welcome to please, what's one demand gen tactic you want to try next week, or if anybody has any questions.
Did we have any questions this morning? I know there's one online. Ideas for marketing with a small budget?
So yeah, this strategy is actually perfect for a small budget. You really don't need any money at all to do this. You can, most of the value is your own subject matter expertise. You could, if you have a website, you can get a free one and do that. You can post on LinkedIn for free. Most socials are free. I'd recommend a paid email service, just because that's going to help you long-term really have a conversation with people. Email still does an incredible job at converting people, and it's highly effective from an ROI standpoint. $50 a month, oftentimes we'll be able to get you what you need for that. MailChimp and those will give you the CRM plus email functionality. So the main investment is time. You don't need a lot of paid ad spend or high-end graphics or anything for this. It's just authenticity and connection. And then honestly, any advertising or anything you put on top of that is actually just better, because then you're feeding a demand generation engine that's meant to answer customer questions and move them to the next step. So anything you add on top of it is really just a win.
Any other? Oh, we do have one over here.
Thanks, Joe. Big fan of repurposing content. How often are you going to repurpose, let's say, a blog, or revisit a blog post, maybe update it? What's your recommendation there? How often will you not repeat a post, but kind of repeat the same subject matter on, let's say, social media like LinkedIn? Any recommendations there?
So kind of two parts. So make sure. So how often do you recommend repurposing things? I would do probably yearly. I would take a look at your content library and see, are people still engaging with these? Are people coming to a specific blog and just bouncing right away? Like, oh, we're missing the cue, something here. So certainly look at them yearly. If nothing has changed, you don't really need to update those. If all the information there rings true, maybe you can add some new images, help Google re-index it and republish it. But I wouldn't necessarily say like, oh, everything has to be new, otherwise people aren't going to be interested in it, because you are going to get that long-term value for being an answer that's been there for 2-3 years. So I check them yearly. You don't have to update anything unless it needs to be updated. If you have new information, definitely go update that. As far as like publishing things on social and resending them out, I mean, you can reuse emails quarterly if needed. If you really need to get that same information out, if it is really valuable to your audience, then certainly you do that. With social, I wouldn't expect that your audience sees it every time. Maybe just a quarter of them. So like run it 2-3 times in same week is fine. People can unfollow, right? Like if you're really annoying them, they'll get out of the way. But if you're providing value, they'll stick around. They're gonna give you a like. They're gonna engage more. So yeah, definitely do repurpose it over. Like I would use social posts almost monthly. If you have a piece of content you published this month, I would send a couple emails to your audience, letting them know it's there. I would post 5-6 times on social this month with links to it or just talking points to it. And then next month I would keep running additional posts back to that content. It's just, yeah, don't expect that everyone's going to see it. It's because the strategy is grounded in answering questions people care about. You do it again. If you still believe in it, send it out there.
2 more online.
Absolutely.
All right, we have a couple more here online. We will start with, can you talk about how one group might incorporate this tactic inside of a larger organization? Think one product division trying it while the other divisions don't, if that makes sense. It's the healthcare industry.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly try this pretty much within any industry, any size. That's what I love about this strategy. It literally is, it works for anyone. It's you're answering your interested parties' questions with content. Like it's going to help you. There's really no downside to it. The same model fits pretty much any service or product. Because it's just so universal. I mean, you're listing what people want to know about and telling them about it as honestly and completely as you can. So if you are, certainly there's some pushback sometimes within organizations. What can we write about? Like we don't want to say how much our product costs, for instance, or something like that. And to get around that, you can instead of writing, saying our product costs $100. You can say our product can cost from $0 to $1 million. And here's all the different factors, why it would go up and why it would go down. And here's things you can do to help save on your budget. Maybe you can do this yourself and we do this part. So just give people all of their options. At the end of the day, they kind of get an answer to their question. Because most times people also like a part of like a buying committee. So they just need to go out and find 6 people to compare. So like if you don't give them a price or the list of all the things you do, they're just going to lead you off that list and call someone else. I would say start small. Start with just one blog a month, and if you are seeing success with it, then increase that. It's difficult within other organizations, though, obviously, because you want too many cooks can be in the kitchen, and you can really kind of dilute your content too. So I would say try to stick to the answering one pain point, one question per topic, and yeah, work it small.
All right, one more question here. Thoughts on the following. If a business has many target customers, various ages, uses, etc., do you tailor the social media messages to the audience of that particular social media app, or do you use the same post on every app but vary the content?
Yeah, your audience obviously matters no matter what you are, what you're trying to do. I would likely, if you are writing to 3 or 4 different target personas, I would write 3 or 4 different emails or different social media posts, and then run each of them. The one that's targeting, personality A is not going to resonate with B or C or D, so that's fine. They skip by those. You're hopefully still providing some value, but when the right person does read that particular content, it'll hopefully is going to resonate, shorten your buying cycle, move them to the next step. So yeah, try to be more personalized and individually focused as you can. But maybe you just don't have the resources to be posting or that many times, or just don't have the time to be doing it. So I would if you are writing for multiple personas, try your best to keep it as general as you can. But if you have 3 or 4 different personas you're writing for, you can take that same idea and adapt it for each of them, so that when each particular person arrives at your channels or arrives at your content, they it's resonating the right way. Yeah.
All right, can we get a round of, oh, we got one more, sorry. JK.
One more.
Not
Sorry.
yet.
Almost
Not
there.
yet.
I know. Right?
So Google Looker or looking portal, whatever it's called again.
Mhm.
What's the difference between Google Analytics and then how do you put it on your website?
Looker Studio is it's just basically another tool that Google Analytics has, or that Google offers. It's data visualization versus the analytics and Search Console are your actual data gatherers. Yeah, the difference is really you can put data into it and help represent it however helps best tell your story. And so, whether it's charts or graphs, in any sorts of different ways, it helps you visually display numbers. And so it's just a really good, helpful tool to help explain, different things. It is free, so you can install Analytics Search Console on your website. Google makes it unnecessarily challenging to do this, so stick with it. It's worth the time. Yeah, look up guides, look up things like that, and get them on your site. You usually have to install the Google tag on your site, and then you're ready to go. And then just connect your site to Search Console. So yeah, there's not a lot of steps, but very important ones, and again, free. So.
All right, anyone else before? No? Okay. Great job this morning, Joe. Thank you so much. That was super insightful. Just want to give one more reminder to make sure to join us in October, on October 15th at Serendipity Labs for our Social Media Marketing Awards. It's time to shine a spotlight on our Dane County businesses and marketers who crushed it in 2025. Voting round, cast your vote now until the 30th on our website, and make sure to grab your free ticket for the Social Media Marketing Awards. We hope to see you there. Thanks so much for attending today, and thank you, DreamHack.